Hello friends, welcome to episode 10 of my playthrough of Planescape Torment. Wow, 10 episodes, that's exciting. Alright, today we are going to be doing some more exploration, but I took extra care to sort of revise the list of quests that we have opened this time, so that I'm not entirely caught off guard by everything. And I think the best course of action would be for us to roam the marketplace, because there are a lot of quests that we want to complete that are there. We also got a quest from Nestor to find his fork, and given that he has one ear on him, and given that there is a character named One Ear who is missing his ear, I think the best course of action would be to try and find that character again, if I can remember where they are, and ask them about Nestor. But first, before we leave this place, I want to talk to this guy, Barrior. Looks like a centaur of some type, but I'm sure we will learn more about what he is. You see the tall figure of a creature standing before you. The lower portion of its body resembles that of a goat. However, just above its powerful forelegs, its shape takes on a more human appearance, with a man's torso, arms, and head, all of which are covered in polished armor. The creature's eyes are closed, and it appears to be sleeping. Greetings. The creature snorts briefly, but its eyes remain shut. Apparently it is not a light sleeper. And our only option is to let the creature sleep. Well, I said I was sure I would learn something. That did not really come to happen, but yeah, and I think I've checked out both of the containers here, so unless these random hive dwellers have something new to say, which they probably don't, the man nods to you. Greetings, Cutter. I'd help you if I could, but I just don't know nothing of use to you. Thanks anyway, farewell. So yeah, these are just for show. So let's go back outside. Now we are back in the hive. It's the middle of the night, unfortunately.
Done.
But we are trying to explore this place this time in a more systematic manner, because I've been kind of skipping over stuff previously, which was partly intentional. I just wanted to get a feel for the place, but now I feel like I really want to dive into the hive and try to almost memorize all the locations, you know where I should look for things, basically. I would also be happy to get some new companions this episode, because it's been 10 episodes and it's still just me and Mort, which I definitely didn't expect. I think in my initial playthrough, I got so far as to get one companion, and I think his name was Dakon. And I think he's like a fan favorite from what I've heard. I mean, I don't know any specifics really. I just saw Henry Cavill quoting him on Facebook or Twitter or somewhere. But he seems to be a popular companion, so I would like to meet that guy, but if it doesn't happen in this episode, it doesn't matter. So we have the Mausoleum, and we have the Dustman Monument. I feel like we've explored pretty much all those places. I would very much like to know where the marketplace is meant to be, because to be honest, I still don't really know. I'm kind of confused. Would it be... Because it doesn't show on the map, right? It shows me a lot of locations, like it shows me 4 sections of the hive, which seems to me like that could be the marketplace. But I'm not sure. I don't think I've been to these southern parts though, so maybe I should start looking there if I can. Yes, I can get to the southeastern portion of the hive. Well, maybe that would be the smart thing to do now. I'll just do another round here to see if I can find anyone of interest. I'm getting chased by more annoying thugs, which is just a Tuesday for us, really. We have frightened hive dwellers, presumably frightened of all the thugs around, man. Just, have you tried not walking around at night? We have our friend Pox. Alright, we can't really stop to talk to anyone because we're getting attacked from all sides. It's pretty annoying. You know, I think I might turn down the music. Because it's pretty intense, and you know, for something that plays every 5 minutes, it doesn't really have to be as loud as it is. So yes, this seems to be like the way to the southeastern portion of the hive, did it say? I think so. Alright, so what is this place? We have harlots, we have hive dwellers.
I'm gone.
Business as usual here. Have I been here before? It doesn't seem like I have, huh? We have another barrier. Oh, okay, so barrier is the name of the race. It was not the guy's name, the guy that we saw at the beginning. We also have some hive thugs suspiciously standing around, and I can't help but think about the quest that we got. Yeah, she was mourning the death of her 3 sisters who had been attacked by a group of chaos men called the Starved Dogs Barking. Okay, no, those would probably be named. Okay, those probably aren't the thugs that we're looking for. It was just a thought. Githzerai townsperson. Well, let's talk to you. Have we met the Githzerai before? This man slowly turns as you approach. His eyes are like 2 black stones. They briefly flicker over your frame, then he locks eyes with you. Although this man looks humanoid, he has a yellow cast to his skin and gaunt features. He has a thin, angular frame. His limbs look like they're made of nothing but strings of muscle knotted around bone. His clothing is a curious blend of sharp colors and dull, mud-stained browns. The man remains silent. He does not acknowledge your greeting, merely stares at you. Let's push a little. I said greetings. Give it up, Chief. Talking to a Gith is like trying to make good with Razorvine. Let's go. Gith. I mean, that's a good thing to ask about, but I'm more interested in Razorvine, actually. What is that? Gith. Yeah, a Gith. Mort glances at the Gith, who is still staring at you. We'll talk about it some other time. Alright, I guess I'll trust Mort for now, although he is not the most trustworthy person, but I am still very much a newcomer to this place and I don't understand the local customs, so this might be a good idea. This appears to be a gutter of some sort. It looks as though it has seen little use. So yeah, our main objective... Oh, this is a drunk harlot. Let's talk to her. The woman stumbles into you, then takes a step back, looking up at you with a half smile. She smells like a distillery. That's funny. Greetings. Hello. She waves at you, then breaks into a stream of giggles. Hello, big cutter. She starts laughing again. Are you okay, madam? She squints at you, puts her hands on her hips, and bends over enough to give you a bird's eye view of her bosom. Don't I look okay to you, Cutter? Well? She shakes herself, causing numerous jiggles, then starts laughing again. Wow, they had a lot of fun writing this part, huh? You're the one who looks to be needing some love and care. She pokes you in the chest with her finger for emphasis. Yeah, anyway, maybe you can help me. I have questions. Oh, so you think I can help you? Aye, aren't you a demanding cutter? Well, sweep me off my feet with such flattery. She smiles. Can you tell me about this area? Yes, for once, I'm not really interested in asking about my journal or about Farad, although I guess I'll do it for the content, but I want to know specifically about this area. No. She seems quite amused by the word and taps you on the chest to emphasize it. No. No. Other questions then? Yes? She squints at you. Was it? Tell me about the city then. Yes. She gives a drunken laugh. Yes, what? Yes. She squints at you. Was it? Alright, this is going nowhere. I'm just gonna say farewell. Hive Thug. And we have a named character here, someone named Jelai, and we can't talk to them because we are getting chased by freaking Hive Thugs. Hang on, if I talk to them, is it going to pause the rest of the world, or do I have to get rid of these guys first? You know what? Our health is full. Let's just show them what for. This is not going well, is it? Let's just chase them off. I mean, honestly, it would probably be more profitable to kill them and take their stuff, but I'm not sure if I'm equipped for that right now. I guess I'll try and kill this one. It's pretty annoying to have to chase them. But yeah, we got a bronze ring out of that. We have an Abishai here. But what about our named friend, who was somewhere around here? Nowhere to be seen now. Oh well. Not again. Jeez. It's really not worth going outside at night. Alright, it's just one guy, so we'll try and handle him. I'm probably about to die, but now that he's running away, I can hopefully... You know what? Not worth it. Not worth it. I can hear the music again. Let's just talk to Amarissa. Okay, yeah, the world around me pauses. I can't believe I haven't noticed that before. You see a young woman dressed up in a tight leather bodice and leggings. She smells faintly of cheap perfume, and her face, though pretty, is painted with garish makeup. She smiles coyly as she sees you. Seeking some company, love? No, but I had some questions. Sorry, love, I don't stand there to answer the questions of passerby. Sure you wouldn't like a little company, hmm? Where's the option to say yes? Usually this game gives you an option to inquire about such things, but no, I guess not. Okay, Amarissa, some drunks, angry hive dwellers. What is this place, though? Smouldering Corpse Bar. Ah, this is it. This is the Smouldering Corpse Bar, isn't it? Yes, I do remember this. Although for some reason I thought that the corpse was burning with blue flames instead of just normal colored orange flames. Yeah, that's just my memory playing tricks on me. I mean, the corpse certainly attracts my attention, so I guess I'll talk to them first, but what is this? These vents blow incredibly hot air up from the furnaces below. Alright. Ignis. This crackling, billowing creature twists slowly above an iron grill upon the floor of the bar. It may have once been human, but now its skin is charred beyond recognition. Streams of fire form a wreath around the creature's body, and the flames lick at the few remaining pockets of flesh, causing them to bubble and run like wax down the creature's skeletal frame. Examine them first. Sure. The heat surrounding this creature is incredible. To your surprise, the iron grill the creature floats above has sagged and bent from the heat. I mean, is that really such a surprise? At first, you thought the heat came from the grill, but now you realize it emanates from the corpse. Ah, right. Definitely some sort of magic going on here. As you watch, flecks of ash drift from the writhing corpse and float slowly to the ceiling. Oh, that's quite an image. I would actually like to see that in, well, not in real life, but in like a modern video game with modern graphics. That sounds like a really cool thing to see. Greetings. The thing makes no response. It rides slowly within the flames. It lives, but it does not seem aware of anything other than that fire that surrounds it. Its skin is flame, its heart is flame, and you know within some shadowed corner of your memory that this thing is dangerous. Interesting, so we can remember this person or this sort of creature from our past life. We can examine it again, but I guess that's just gonna be, yeah, the same thing. Alright, leave them alone. Ignis, yeah, so Ignis is Latin for something like, well, someone who's on fire, I assume, right? It kind of has the same root. And I'm interested to see if we will ever get to actually interact with them. And I didn't click on anyone right now, but I enter dialogue anyway. You see someone dressed as a female dustman with a half-empty glass in her right hand. As you near her, she calls out to you. You, over here. You notice that there's something wrong about her, and your exposure to the dustman leads you to believe that she's just too lively to be a real member of the faction. I mean, Seer the Skeptic was pretty lively too. At least I got that impression from her. Sure, approach the dustman. Hey, Cutter, buy a lady a drink? I'll ask, what is this place? Smouldering Corpse Tavern. Can't you read? You more bub than I am? Okay, tell me something else. You're not really a dustman, are you? She looks around nervously and seems to sober right up. Why do you say that? Because you don't act like a dusty and you're not offering contracts. In fact, you're taking money instead of giving it out for that corpse labor they do at the mortuary. She stifles a squeak of terror and hastens to explain. No. I'm not a dustman. I just found these robes in the street and I didn't have enough money to get good clothes, and I heard there was a dustman thief around, but you could probably find him somewhere else in the southwest part of the hive. I saw him, but I hid from him. Please don't hurt me. I mean, honestly, I don't blame you. I considered wearing dustman cloaks too, because they were the only thing I had. But I'm not sure if I have them anymore. Should we blackmail her for money? I mean, let's try not to do that. We know how that ended up the last time. Let's try to ingratiate her to us a bit. I'm not planning on revealing you, but you ought to know that you're not pulling it off too well. Now, answer some questions for me. What do you want to know? Who are you? Me? I'm Mochai. I just like to drink here, and she loses her train of thought momentarily. I'm just a person, you know? Well, what a fine non-answer. Answer me something else then. Who's the burning corpse? He's not a corpse. He's some crazy wizard. Ask around, they'll tell you the story. A wizard? Ah. Wait, so is this wizard here because of their own will? I kind of assumed that they were like trapped here by someone for some reason, but maybe they are doing this on their own. Maybe this is where they just want to hang out. Tell me about the other patrons here before I talk to them. Don't know, they're just people. I don't deal much with people, unless they're buying me a drink. She looks at you hopefully. Alright. Well, I was gonna buy you a drink, but I don't think I have the option now. Let's see if I talk to you again. I want the answers to some questions. Tell me about the other patrons here. I don't have the option to buy her a drink. That's strange. Alright, I guess I'll just deal with it. I'll talk to someone else then. We have some Smouldering Corpse patrons. Do you think any of the powers really finds this important? What has that got to do with Sigil? This is a place humans feel important. We're insignificant in the grand scheme. We're rats. No, you are the rat. The planes let you be as big as you want. Obviously, you don't want to be. I don't know why I bother talking to you. Neither do I. Hang on, so it sounds to me like these two are not quite human, but they look very human to me. This is a woman with a far-off cast to her face. She is not exactly young, nor is she exactly old. Perhaps it's the expression of slight disbelief that's etched across her features. The expression says that she doesn't believe her senses. When she focuses on you, she speaks sharply, but not angrily. Do you need something? Who is that burning by the entryway? Interesting. I didn't really expect her to have so many options. She seems just like a generic character, but maybe she's a bit more than meets the eye. That is Ignis. He attempted to burn down a portion of the city some time back, centuries, and was punished by being turned into a living flame. Ooh, okay, that's nasty. A nasty fate, but fitting for a known pyromaniac and arsonist. From what I have read, it would be best to leave him well alone. So, he's here for centuries, possibly for eternity, for centuries to come. Just for being, well, just for being a pyromaniac and arsonist. This very much reminds me of hell, right? Spending an eternity in hell. But this is hell on earth, or hell in sigil, I guess. So you seem to know actually quite a lot about this place. How do you know so much? Aren't you a prime? The Uncle Kielan and I share... Wait, the Uncle Kielan and I share is a wizard who makes his home here. He brings his relatives to the plains on occasion to show them the delights and horrors of the multiverse. I wanted to be sure I was ready for the trip, and so I prepared myself. Extensively. I probably know more about the city than my cousin who's lived here his entire life. She gestures disparagingly at the man nearby. So, you mean this one, I guess? Huh. So you have a wizard for an uncle. He brings his relatives to the plains. That's fun. That's a fun idea. Imagine just going on vacation to another plane of existence. That's cool. Can I ask you some other questions? What can you tell me about this place besides the story of Ignis? This is, I understand, the Smouldering Corpse Tavern, named after that fellow near the entrance. From what I can see, it's a dive where scum mixes with cream to create an entirely unappetizing new flavor. Of course, being from the Prime, my perceptions might be jaundiced. Jaundiced, that's a word that you don't hear often. You're from the Prime. I guess I did these dialogue options in the wrong order, but there shouldn't be a wrong order, right? Because now I'm asking about her being from the Prime. Which, by the way, I have no idea what that means, so let's ask about that. You're from the Prime. What does that mean? She cocks her head and looks at you oddly. The Prime material plane? The place where the belief the outer planes are shaped of is born? The world? Stars, moons, and so forth? Belief and reality? I sure hope you know what the Prime is, because it's an essential part of planar knowledge. Whoa. Lots to unpack here. So, the Prime material plane sounds like the main plane, the most important plane, right? The belief the outer planes are shaped of is born. So, people in the Prime believe in the outer planes, and because of this, these outer planes exist. So, belief brings things into existence. Is that what I'm getting from this? This might be like the biggest piece of lore about this world that I've had dropped on me so far. It's not an entirely new idea. I've heard of settings where, for example, the strength of a god is based on how strongly people believe in them, right? Now that I think about it, that might actually be D&D. That might actually be. It might actually be the case that that came from here, right? From Planescape. Or maybe I'm getting my intellectual properties mixed up. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, no, that's an incredibly fascinating idea. And you're saying that entire planes of existence are brought into existence, which makes no sense, based on how many people or how strongly people believe in them. That is super cool. So the Prime is basically like Earth, or the main place, the default place, the one that grounds everything. Of course I knew that. I had some other questions. What was that you and your friend were saying about Sigil? He's not my friend, he's my cousin. He was just telling me that this isn't the center of the multiverse, despite it being located smack in the middle of the Outlands, despite it being the focal point of portals from all over the cosmos. There isn't a known place with more, despite all the quarreling the gods do over it, despite the sheer variety and concentration of power that accumulates here. There is no place like this in the cosmos, and he's telling me it's nothing special. Ha! Hang on, let me process this. That was a lot. The focal point from all over the cosmos, smack in the middle of the Outlands, center of the multiverse. Gods quarreling over this place, variety and concentration of power. A unique place in the cosmos, unlike any other. Ah, okay. So I asked her about Sigil, so does that mean that Sigil is this entire plane of existence? It's not just this city that I'm in right now. Middle of the Outlands. Well, the name the Outlands implies the existence of some kind of inlands, right? And maybe even something else, like some Middlelands. Midgard, you know, Middle Earth. Yeah, Middle Earth, that's a great name for that. There's a known place with more, despite all the quarreling the gods do over it. The gods. So I think we knew about the existence of the gods, although we don't really know what that means, right? For example, the Lady of Pain that apparently rules this place, would she be considered a goddess? No idea. But it seems like the gods are very much real and present and manifest themselves in the physical world for everyone to know about them. So concentration of power. That's an interesting perspective. Perhaps you both have elements of truth. Perhaps you're correct, but I find that such relativism is often beyond me. Either the place is important or it is not. Paradox may fuel the planes, but there must be sense to it somehow. Yeah, that's another interesting philosophical question. Or perhaps more epistemological question, right? Because it's one of the fundamentals of epistemology is the principle of non-contradiction, right? A thing can't be true and false at the same time. That's like the ground of all thinking, right? We can't really, if we get rid of that principle, then we can't really do anything. What are we even doing? So I am kind of sympathetic to this mysterious patron's disdain for relativism. But when it comes to a place being important or not, that's not really something that you can empirically verify, right? It's not an objective fact, really. So I think this argument is really just kind of pointless, to be honest. I haven't time to argue this right now. Instead, I'd like to ask more questions. Well, I guess I'll ask about the journal. I'm looking for a journal. Sorry, I'm new in town, and I can assure you I haven't seen anything that I'd recognize as a journal, though I am told that something that appears to be a person could in actuality be the journal for some other creature. Excuse me, what? Something that appears to be a person could in actuality be the journal for some other creature. Hang on, do we not have like a map on our skin? Is that what happened here? Did someone turn us into their own personal journal? Is someone taking notes on our body? Huh. I'm still trying to get my head around the philosophy here. It's a little overwhelming, but they say if you stick with it, it becomes much easier. The philosophy here. So you're saying the philosophy here in Sigil, or on Sigil, is different to the philosophy on the Prime. And therefore new to you. Something that appears to be a person could be the journal for some other creature. That's such a fascinating thought. I don't really know what to do with it right now. except for speculate about what happened to us. It's a little overwhelming, but they say if you stick with it, it becomes much easier. Well, I plan to stick with it, so that's a relief. I'd like to get some answers from you. Ask away. I'll answer if I can. I'm looking for a collector by the name of Farad. Have you seen or heard of him? A collector? I don't believe I've heard the term. Oh wow, she must be really new here. She pauses, thinking. Is that one of those haulers of the dead? The poor folk who collect the hive's innumerable victims for money? Yes. From what I understand, they mostly congregate in the areas of the hive that are farther from the mortuary, where there is more life and more violence. Your best bet might be to concentrate your search away from the House of the Dead. That's a good suggestion, actually. Thank you, and farewell. Wow, that was an unexpectedly fascinating conversation. I didn't really expect to learn as much from a nameless character, so this just reinforces my belief that it's worth talking to nameless characters, even if it might not seem like it sometimes. Whoa, that's some cool music. It's like Oriental music here. I also like just how lively the audio sounds in this tavern. Like you can hear people having conversations all the time. That's what a busy tavern should sound like. And this one does seem to be, well, okay, this table is empty, but I don't know. It seemed to me to be relatively busy. All right, what's next? Let's maybe talk to the lady's cousin as well.
Shake a leg. Well, I mean, you shake a leg.
Wow, okay. Seems to be basically the same options as for her, but the replies are probably going to be different, so yeah, let's do this. This is a slightly balding man with a cynical cast to his face. He speaks in a staccato voice, rapping out each word distinctly and clearly. What do you want, Cutter? Who are you? I am Silayan Irontoes. Before you ask, I got the name because my idiot brother dropped a 50-pound stone on my feet and crushed my toes. Now I have iron toes. Alright? Alright, I suppose. Answer some other questions, will you? What would you like to know? Let's get his take on Sigil. What was that you and your friend were saying about Sigil? Ah, my cousin. He stresses the word, as if to emphasize that he has no choice in his acquaintance. Yeah, it seems like these two don't really like each other, do they? Has recently come here from her backwater prime world. My uncle, a renowned wizard, brought her here to expand her horizons. She labors under the delusion that this is the center of the multiverse, and she thinks it's somehow important. Since I've lived here my whole life, I know otherwise. It's a place the powers and Planeborn overlook, just as humans overlook the squirrels in their city parks. It's not important, and the sooner humans come to realize they're not important, the better off they'll be. Ooh, that's a completely different take. Alright, the center of the multiverse, and she thinks that it's somehow important. But this guy has apparently lived here for his entire life. The powers and Planeborn overlook. Alright, so the powers... Are the powers the same thing as the gods? Or are gods part of the powers? Or what's the relation between the two? And we have the Planeborn, so that's an actual term. But Sigil is one of the planes, right? So technically people from Sigil are also Planeborn because the Prime is the world from which all the planes originate, if I understood your cousin correctly. Really? I'll have to hear her justification for this. In the meantime, can you answer some other questions for me? Well, what can you tell me about this place first? This is the Smouldering Corpse. I have brought my greenhorn, clueless prime cousin here to see some of the sights, smells, and sounds of Sigil's beauties. So far, she remains unimpressed. I can see why. Who is that burning by the entryway? Chant has it that the unfortunate fellow goes by the name of Ignis. Burned down a portion of the hive before the folks here got together and took care of him. They made him a conduit to the elemental plane of fire, and now he has to ride there for folks' amusement. Not too amusing, but interesting, certainly. A conduit to the elemental plane of fire. So there is an entire plane of fire. Fire has a plane dedicated to it. Interesting. I really forget to write these things down, but I should. Elemental plane of fire. Prime. Plane. Sigil. Plane. What else was there? Outer planes, right? Or what was it? Outer lands? Not sure. Not sure what it was exactly. Alright, it is interesting for sure. Can you tell me something else? I'm looking for a journal. I haven't seen one. At least not one that stuck out in my mind. If it wasn't valuable, try the trash mounds out on the opposite side of the hive. Huh. I sympathize with your plight. Journals are the very essence of identity. They keep us aware of our past and help us plot our future paths. I always keep a journal myself, and I find I am a better person because of it. He says this last with self-satisfied relish. Oh god, this guy is such a prick. But what he said about journals... So could it be that journals have some increased significance in this world? They are... It's more important for you to keep journals because you can apparently lose yourself like I did. They keep us aware of our past and help us plot our future paths. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe it doesn't mean anything mystical or magical. Maybe for him it's just a matter of self-improvement, really. Answer some other questions. I'm looking for a collector by the name of Farad. Have you seen or heard of him? A collector? Isn't that one of those nasty dead haulers? I don't associate with that type. This isn't my ward, really. So no, I've never heard of him. What is your ward? So, ward is the same as like a city quarter, right? So, the hive is considered one ward, if I understand this correctly. What is your ward? I live in the ladies' ward with my uncle. It's generally a better class of person there, if I may say so myself. None of the riffraff that you see floating around here so much. No, I'd say that coming to this area is definitely slumming. I can't say that I enjoy it, but then I'm told one should experience a wide variety of life's offerings. I'm just about done with this one. Ladies' ward, eh? Interesting. So the Lady of Pain, or Pains, has her own ward. Very well. Farewell. I don't know why I bothered talking to you. Oh, never mind. He wasn't talking to me. Alright, and we have two Abishai here. Black Abishai, it looks like to me. And they are named. We have Aethelgrin and Tegar'in. Alright, Aethelgrin it is. You see a scaled fiend who looks very similar to the one standing next to him. In addition to the pierced left ears, both are black-hued and reptilian, with bat wings tucked against themselves. This one is missing a tooth on its right side. Ah, Tegar'in, it says. Our old friend has returned to pay us a visit. So first of all, it says, so they're not considered either he or she, they're considered animals, lower life forms, but then again, they seem completely self-aware to me, so... Okay, I guess that's just the thing. So, our old friend. So these guys seem to know me. Huh. So he has, Aethelgrin, so he has. Yet his eyes do not gleam as once they did. What do you suppose brings him back to us? What does bring you back to us, friend? Well, I guess I might as well tell them immediately. I have no idea who you are, guys. Ah, Aethelgrin, time has robbed our companion's memory. You honestly do not recall us, do you? Truly, I am aggrieved. I mean, I trust these guys because they had no reason to think that I had lost my memory. So they wouldn't really pretend to be my friends. Right? So yeah, I guess I trust these guys. But as am I, Tegar'in, truly aggrieved, yet I rest easy. It has after all been many hundreds of years, and we know how the minds of mortals tend to dissipate with age. Hundreds of years. Okay, first of all, I guess the Abishai lived for a very long time. Second, I've been dead for hundreds of years? I mean, that would explain why Deonara is a ghost, wouldn't it? Because she died a long time ago, presumably. Hundreds of years. That's crazy. Also, the minds of mortals. So are the Abishai not mortal at all? Interesting. Ah, well spoken. Old friend, we are a pair of Abishai on leave from our current assignments in Beator. I am Tegar'in the Thrice Damned, so named from my ability to find the best in every situation. This is Aethelgrin, who has earned himself no special name, though not for lack of trying. Wow, that's so rude. Don't say that about your friend. I guess it's just objective fact, but you didn't have to put it like that, dude. Earned himself no special name. So these guys are from Beator, which I believe is like a part of the Hells. The Thrice Damned. Interesting. So these guys are basically demons. See, when I first saw those guys, I was like Argonians from the Elder Scrolls or Dragonborn from Baldur's Gate, because that's what I've experienced in these types of fantasy games. But yeah, these guys seem to be like demonic in nature and immortal, which is that's a handy trait to have, let me tell you. Lack of trying. What do you mean? Aethelgrin ignores you as it responds to its companion. And once again, Tegar'in, you have cut straight to the truth of the matter. Though perhaps it is best not to have earned the sort of notice one bearing the name Thrice Damned must surely have incurred. Right, so these two have now entered a verbal sparring match. But I have some other questions for you guys. Mort whispers to you. Boss, I don't like this. They're not supposed to be here. The Blood War hasn't kicked the Celestials' asses bad enough that any fiend can go on furlough. They want something. Tread carefully. Yeah, I guess the Blood War is still going on, and they want something from me? I mean, did they expect to find me here, or are they because of something else? In the meantime, Tegar'in continues to respond to its companion. In its turn, Tegar'in ignores you as it replies to its comrade. Once again, I maintain that any notice is better than no notice at all. The Abishai turns back to you. Old friend, does this answer your question as to our identities? I suppose it will have to. I have some other questions. Some questions. Perhaps we have answers. We are certainly eager to aid you, old friend. Well, what are you doing? What are we doing? Why, is it not perfectly clear, old friend? We are on leave from our beloved assignment, taking for ourselves some much-needed rest and perhaps inducing some additional recruitment for our glorious cause. Our superiors fully support our presence, to be sure. Recruitment? I hope they're not gonna recruit me to this blood war. In a more immediate sense, we are taking our entertainment in this delightful establishment. And of course, we are celebrating the return of our old friend. However, the stench of the breezes, which occasionally waft the scent of goodness in the door, debases us somewhat, leaving us physically, mentally, and spiritually weaker. Fortunately, the air in this ward of the city carries a delicious tang of pain and supplication. Wouldn't you agree? Again, the fiend smiles broadly at you. The stench of the breezes. The scent of goodness. So these guys are like proper demons. I mean, they were called fiends, right? Earlier in the conversation. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that they are demonic, but... So they are stereotypically sensitive to goodness. Debases us, leaving us weaker. Interesting. So these guys are stronger in their own plane of hells, if that is an individual plane, than they are here. But then again, in this ward, a delicious tang of pain and supplication. So I don't really know if they are stronger or weaker here. Other questions then. Tell me about fiends. Well, actually no, tell me about this place first. This is the Smouldering Corpse Tavern, one of the more entertaining taverns your kind has seen fit to erect in this city. The poetic justice of the burning fellow at the front of the establishment is really quite a fine touch. Was there something else you wished to ask? Alright, that was straightforward. Tell me about fiends, I'm eager to learn. As we see it, there are two kinds of fiends, those who are correct and those who are not. That's a very black and white way of seeing the world. Our side, that of the Batezu, is correct. Naturally. Imagine if he said our side is the incorrect one. The other side, that of the cursed, hated, chaotic Tanari, is incorrect and must be exterminated. Wow. Why don't you guys make peace? That's like a stereotypical unending conflict. We hold the Tanari directly responsible for the Blood War. Were it not for them, we could have settled the lower planes in peace and wouldn't have all the bother of fighting this wretched war, nor would the unfortunate spillovers into other planes be such a cause for concern among the namby-pambying do-gooders. The Tanari are directly to blame for the multiverse's sad state of affairs. Well, I mean, that's fascinating, but it's not really what I was asking. I wanted to know what differentiates you from them. The fiend pauses a moment and then brightens. Ah, yes. You see, we represent law and order. Those who break the law must be punished. If we have no law, we have only anarchy. And surely you can see what anarchy has done for the Abyss. It has spawned horrors beyond imagining. Any excesses the Batezu state may have indulged in are simply to counter the rising tide of chaos represented by the Tanari. We mean no harm to anyone, we just prefer to understand where the boundaries are. Right. So on the lawful evil, neutral evil, chaotic evil scale, you are saying that the Batezu are on the lawful evil side, and the Tanari are on the chaotic evil side. Am I getting this correctly? Also, you can see what anarchy has done for the Abyss. The Abyss. That's what they mention in the menu. That's quitting the. Wait. The option to quit the game is called the Abyss in the main menu. Is the Abyss inspired by Earth? Is the Abyss meant to be like the real world? Then again, anarchy, that's, huh. Interesting. So yeah, so you guys are demons and fiends, but you are good demons. Alright, we mean no harm to anyone, we just prefer to understand where the boundaries are. Yeah, I'm sure. Other questions then? Do you know a collector named Farad? Farad. I have heard the name. Is he not a sage of some sort? A necromancer? Or is he a diviner of rubbish? I have heard of him, friend, but I do not have the pleasure of his company. Perhaps one of the other patrons here can help you. Ah, are you saying that someone here can actually help me find Farad? Well, and I believe my last question would be, do you know where I could find my journal? I keep no journals, friend, and I counsel that you should not either. Ask my dear comrade Tegar'in why, and you shall receive enlightenment. Okay, that's super interesting. So the guy from the ladies' ward recommended that we keep journals, and these Batazu, these Abishai, are telling us to do the opposite. The opposite. And I wonder if that has to do with their alignment, because they are evil. I presume that they are evil, whereas that guy was maybe good. So like, people who keep journals strive for self-improvement, which pushes them to the good side of the spectrum, and these demons are just not all for self-improvement, so they're on the evil side. Okay, I may be over-analyzing this, but it's just something that occurred to me. Tegar'in, why should I not keep a journal? Because, friend, it is easy to make the mistake of committing a true word to posterity, and easier still for someone you once trusted, and here he shoots a glance full of venom at Aethelgrin, to find that word and use it against you. Indeed, it can even lead to actions tantamount to desertion. Leaving or losing a journal can cost you your very existence. I see, okay. That's a way better explanation than my stupid theory. Interesting that you once trusted your companion, but then he used his word against you. But you guys are still hanging out here. I guess you guys have a mission together, but maybe you were ordered to do this mission together, but I didn't really get the sense from either of them that they are like super at odds with each other. I see. Farewell. Boss, I'm more sure than ever that these Bergs ain't on the up and up. Sounds to me like they deserted, like they're looking for some angle that'll elevate their status in Beator. You don't want to be talking to them, boss. You don't know what game they're playing and you could get burned. Literally. You think they deserted? I mean, they assured me that they didn't, which presumably means that they did, actually. I missed that. Thanks, Mort. That's actually a really good I think I asked them all the questions that I wanted to ask, didn't I? Alright. I'm done with them. So I don't regret that conversation. That was super interesting. We will see if anything else comes of it. How are we doing on time? Well, I think I'll end the episode here, but not before looking at the journal and beasts. And wow, we have some new entries here, and of course we are getting some potential companions spoiled to us, right? Ignis. There is a burning man hovering in the air over a grill in the Smouldering Corpse Bar. His skin bubbles and chars, and flames pour from his tormented eyes, yet his expression is far away, almost as if he were reveling in the flames. Well, there we go. Maybe he is there of his own volition after all. Who knows? And we have some NPCs. We have, yes, Lim. Those were these huge insects that we saw. Anyone new? Wizards? I don't think I've read the entry for the wizard. Some people devote themselves to a life of the blade, thinking with their thews. Others pursue a more larcenous career, letting their fingers do their talking. Still more pursue no special vocation, plodding dully through the tedium of their daily lives. That's not the wizard. The wizard seeks to understand and funnel the energies of the multiverse through his body, learning the secrets of existence and twisting them to achieve his own ends. They are dangerous foes, for they understand much and seek to comprehend still more. Some of them are mere hedge wizards, some achieve true greatness. All of them are potential threats. And we have a Githzerai. The Githzerai are the long-separated kin of the Githyanki, and where their former brethren are cruel and vicious, the Githzerai are quiet and reserved, burning with a passion that drives them far beyond what most mortals are capable of. They dwell in limbo, in the ever-shifting seas of chaos, making their fortress homes impregnable against the attacks of the natives of that plane. They speak in metaphors and legends, and carry themselves with a quiet nobility. Wow, okay, so my impression of the Githyanki comes from Baldur's Gate 3, so I didn't really picture these Githzerai like anything like what they're described here. But I guess they are not the Githyanki, right? They are as different from the Githyanki as you can get, it sounds like. Alright, and I think... a Barrior. Half man, half goat, all attitude. The Barrior are rough and tumble warriors of a nomadic race, a straightforward people with a zest for life. From what you've seen, they tend to keep to themselves. Alright, and I think that is it for today. So, unsurprisingly, we didn't manage to do any quests today, but we met a lot of interesting people and had a lot of interesting conversations. Alright, thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. I've been Savle, and this has been part 10 of my playthrough of Planescape Torment. Bye.